Chekhov 27, and welcome to Photography 101. I will be your model for this evening's class. Yes, I know. My penis is unnaturally bigger than yours. Now I demand that you photograph it! Pokemon Snap is a spin-off Pokemon game that was released for the Nintendo 64 in 1999. And yes, I know that the new one came out yesterday, which I will be streaming at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time the same day that this video comes out. But on YouTube, we're talking about the original. And if you got a problem with that, I will kick Leroy in the balls! Ah, come on, it's not like you're gonna feel it. Huh. Learn something new every day. For the record, I never played this game as a kid. I was too busy having sex with women. But now, I've grown past that phase. I've moved on to something better. Pokemon Snap puts you in the shoes of a young photographer with a weird haircut and a questionable sexual orientation. However, I'm not one to judge. If you want to vigorously masturbate while taking photos of wild animals, I say more power to you. And don't listen to the zookeepers who say otherwise. They're just trying to keep all that monkey pussy for themselves. If they were truly as forward-thinking as they think they are, they would lift my lifetime ban from the penguin exhibit. They know they can only keep me away for so long. The game opens up with the photographer trying to snap some shots of a Pokemon, when Professor Oak, world-famous Pokemon scientist and registered sex offender, interrupts your pornographic photography session. He informs you that he has been watching you from the bushes for quite some time. But when he realized that you were over the age of 10, he put his cock away and decided that maybe you could both work together to create the best pornography that mankind has ever seen. So he gives you a vehicle and tells you to go out and get those photos, while he, being the decorated sex offender that he is, retreats to his fort of masturbation where he awaits your report. The game is an on-rail shooter, but instead of a gun, you use a camera. Basically, the opposite of picture day at the local kindergarten. While there isn't any movement in the sense of strafing or running, you are able to look around, which is good because there is shit happening everywhere. It never stops. Everywhere I look, I see sexy Pokemon. What am I to do? Well, the answer is take photos of each and every one of them, because it's just like Mama Chekhov always said, you can never have enough porn. And that's basically the core gameplay. Take inappropriate pictures of Pokemon and send them to Professor Oak, who then gives them a score based on how much they turned him on. This is when I learned that the professor is only sexually attracted to things that are large and in the center of the frame, which explains why you never see fat kids in the Pokemon anime. On top of your trusty camera, or as we say in America, the French AR-15, you also have apples, which you can pelt the Pokemon with until they pass out. Very useful in case you happen across one that you simply cannot resist. You also have pester balls, which are really good for gassing the Pikachus. There's also an upgrade to your vehicle that makes it go faster, so you can skip past large portions of the levels. And finally, a Poke Flute, which is used to make certain world events happen and have Pokemon dance for you while you pleasure yourself as quietly as possible, so that those pesky park rangers don't hear you. So now that you understand the mechanics of your Pokemon Voyeur Simulator, you're probably wondering about the quality of it. Well, It's pretty damn good. It's actually a lot better than I expected. In fact, I really enjoyed my time with it, even though that time was only around 2 hours. It plays out a lot more like a puzzle game than I anticipated. There are a total of 63 Pokemon in the game for you to photograph, but not all of them are just running around. Some of them need to be brought out by solving certain environmental puzzles. None of the puzzles are all that difficult or anything, but they're good enough, and they make the environments much more interesting. Speaking of the environments, these visuals have aged incredibly well. It's genuinely really nice to look at. On top of all of that, the music is really good. It reminds me a bit of Voodoo Vince in a very good way. The game is also fairly easy, but that didn't bother me too much. I honestly found the game to be rather relaxing. The music mixed with the nice visuals and the fact that you're on a track the entire time really let me sink into my chair and mellow out for the experience. Though I did feel a little cheated by how simple the last boss fight is, and it does feel like there could be more. The game is notably missing a good chunk of the original 151 Pokemon, which I could honestly let slide. In fact, I'd be more than willing to give this game a solid 3 out of 5, but unfortunately, I am compelled by the powers that be to give this game a 0 out of 5. This is because it is missing the most important Pokemon. My personal favorite and the winner of the coveted Most Fuckable Pokemon Trophy 8 years in a row. Yes, I am sorry to say that Bidoof is completely absent from this game. I know, I promise I'm just as disappointed as you. But don't worry, as I have a way to fix this. I have graciously commissioned 2 pieces of premium Bidoof pornography. One busty Bidoof female and one jacked Bidoof male. For the ladies. But sadly, YouTube won't let me show these beautiful works of art in all their glory. So, if you want access to the uncensored versions of these beautiful pieces of bidoofery, they will be available to all of my patrons. It's honestly the least I can do to thank them for all that they have done. Speaking of which, a thick and veiny thank you to the brave communist workforce who have been toiling their soft and squishy fingers away in my cherry orchard. I am deeply attracted to each and every one of you. Platonically, of course. Last week, I bravely thwarted a plot to overthrow my beautiful orchard. I heard strange capitalist noises coming from under my bed. After further investigation, it turned out to be none other than Jeffrey Bezos, who was obviously waiting for me to fall asleep so that he could have his way with me before killing me and turning my beautiful cherry orchard into an Amazon distribution center. Luckily, I always keep a small sack of poison hidden in my urethra. So, instead of him having his way with me, I had my way with him. Now my sexy citizens need not worry about Jeffrey Bezos stripping them of their rights to free healthcare and getting the shit kicked out of them by the KGB for not meeting their cherry quotas. There is no need to thank me. You meeting your cherry quotas for once in your miserable fucking lives is all the thanks I need.